Hi, it's Dwyer. It's Monday, August the 13th, 2018. Bettingangle.us and gamblersadvisory.com, both free sites. Let's talk about an over-under I like, the Baltimore Ravens. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, last year, the Ravens were 9-7, right? 9-7. Understand, as I make this video, if you look up their stats on a great site, footballoutsiders.com, let me give full attribution, footballoutsiders.com. If you look up the Raven defensive numbers, in particular their DVOA, you want to seek an explanation of that term at footballoutsiders.com, you're going to find out that according to that site, the Ravens had the third best defense last year. Again, they had 9 wins last year, right? They had the third best defense last year. Look at their secondary this year. Jimmy Smith, Eric Waddell, Tony Jefferson, Marlon Humphrey. Folks, this is a loaded secondary. Their secondary is one of the best in football, quite frankly. Right? Also, look at their run defense. Terrell Suggs, Brandon Williams, Michael Pierce, Matthew Judon. All I'm saying is the team's defense remains elite. Right? This is an elite defense. And, of course, the offense has actually added some names. Michael Crabtree is now a Raven. John Brown is now a Raven. Their wide receiving core, one would suspect, is going to increase. Right? Let me say, too, that at quarterback they have depth they didn't have last year. Right? You still have Joe Flacco at quarterback. I know Flacco is taking a lot of heat. Understand, Flacco still has one of the strongest arms in the National Football League. Flacco is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Not every team has one. But he also has not just Lamar Jackson, who's a nice change of pace, but they have RG3, who's looked decent in the preseason. Understand, RG3 led a team to the playoffs. On this roster, at quarterback, you have a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a guy who led a team to the playoffs, and a Heisman Trophy winner. Right? Not bad. Finally, I like John Harbaugh. I have for years. I've privately considered this guy to be one of the best coaches in the National Football League. You don't hear about him as much as you hear about some others, right? Bill Belichick comes to mind. Sean Payton comes to mind. There's certain coaches with big names. But just understand, Harbaugh, like Flacco, has won a Super Bowl. Here again, not many coaches have. Rumor has it that ownership has told Harbaugh he needs to show something this year to get that next big contract. The pressure is on. Now, against this backdrop of a team that was 9-7 last year, a team that has added some wide receiver help that still has a dominant defense, and a team that's added strength at backup for the quarterback, right, with a pretty good run defense, excellent secondary, the over-under somehow is only 8 wins. In other words, Vegas right now is giving you a team that won 9 games last year that I believe has improved. And they're giving it to you at a lower over-under than the amount of last year's wins. I like the Baltimore Ravens over 8 wins. Right? Understand, if it finishes at 8, it's a push. If you get the over-under number of 8. Right? If they just do what they did last year, right? Just match last year's performance, you win the bet. Let me also encourage you to just look at their division, right? Ryan Shazier is now out, right? He won't be playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Folks, that's a huge loss. Cincinnati was subpar defensively last year. Look at the numbers. The Cleveland Browns are on the way up. They're not there. I would argue that in the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens have the best defensive unit. Right? The best defensive unit. Let me also say, too, I want you to look at Le'Veon Bell's numbers the first few games of last year. Folks, they were not stellar. It took him a while to get in the saddle. 1 year later, Le'Veon Bell still has an unresolved long-term contract situation. Right? Still does. I think the Steelers are a team that face some challenges now. Right? Shazier was one of the best at his position in the entire NFL, folks. Right? You don't just replace him. Le'Veon Bell is one of the best at his position in the entire NFL. Understand, the Steelers made some public show of a fake contract they were offering him. One that was very lean on guaranteed money. Then, of course, the Rams backed up the Brinks truck for Todd Gurley. When you look at the numbers, there's really no reason why Le'Veon Bell should play second fiddle, salary-wise, to anybody at running back. It's clear the team has a grudge against him, has some doubts about him that other teams wouldn't have. Now understand, if this results in Bell holding out or getting traded, that's going to hurt the team badly because he is a big part of their offense, right? A huge part. So, I'm expecting the Ravens to capitalize on what's happening in the division. I'm expecting the Ravens to capitalize on the addition of some very good receivers to a team that just needs to fine-tune a few parts to do better than the 9 wins they had last year. And just understand, as I said before, if all they do is match the 9 wins that they had last year, you win the over 8 bet. I like the Ravens over 8 wins for the 2018 NFL season. I hope the gamblers watching this video don't feel shy about leaving comments in the comment section, right? You don't have to agree with me. If you see a way to get an edge on the casino, I hope you share that with the viewership here on YouTube in the comment section to this video. Thanks for stopping by.